Hi everyone, in this video we are going to see conditions that can lead to a computer system reboot, and this lesson is brought to you by Kakuru Benard. Here are my contacts. So generally we want to look at why you may need to restart your computer, and so there are very many reasons that may lead you to restart your computer, and among these reasons, one, we have when an application or operating system freezes, or when an application system hangs, or when it does not respond. For example, you find that you are using AutoCAD and then it reaches at an extent of not responding. So you can see here it is not responding generally, and so this means that you may need to restart your computer. And another thing is when you're working with Excel and it is not responding, or Microsoft Explorer itself not responding, you are supposed to restart your computer so that these applications can work well. Secondly, in scenarios when a peripheral or hardware component has failed to function or work, for example a mouse, a keyboard, or you are printing and it is not bringing the copies, so meaning that you need to restart your computer so that your hardware component can work very well, especially if you have USB ports and are not functioning. If you have for example, you have installed the hardware and it is failing to work, please restart in order to have those changes effective. Thirdly, after installation of a new software or application or a utility program. For example, here, this one has just finished installing Microsoft Office 2010, and so immediately the computer will require you to restart your computer. So this is the reminder that in order to complete setup, a system reboot is necessary. So meaning that you have to restart your computer so that the application can work well. So it is always advisable to say yes so that you can restart your computer and the application works well. Next scenario is that during or after installing an operating system, you need to restart your computer. So during installing, a computer may restart several times, or after installing, it is a must that you restart your computer so that your operating system can work well. For example, here this one is installing Windows 10, and so it says your PC will restart several times. This may take a while. It is so far 95% complete. So it may go at 96%, it restarts. It comes and it continues the installation process. So you have to be patient there as you see your computer restarting. Don't think that it is getting a problem, but that is the right process it should follow. Next scenario is after changing use control settings, that is the CMOS and BIOS settings. So when you change the BIOS and CMOS settings, it is advisable to restart your computer. For example, here this is the BIOS setup utility. You can change the advanced options, you can change the boot options, you can change the server options and the rest. Then after, you are supposed to restart your computer so that the changes can take effect and your computer works well. Next is after uninstalling a hardware. So after uninstalling a hardware, for example, it can be a printer, because at times printers require us to install. It can be a scanner. So after uninstalling it from your computer, you need to restart your computer so that you can clean the other files that could have remained and your computer works well. Next scenario where you need to restart your computer is after installing a new hardware. For example, you have bought a new printer. For example, this printer was called Fuji Xerox. So such kind of printer, you have installed it on your computer and you will need to restart your computer so that it is ready to print and work well. Next scenario where you need to restart your computer is when the computer system slows down. At times you are loading some programs and they are taking longer to respond. this means that your computer is slowing down, and so you need to restart your computer. So where you find that you are working on something and it is saying please wait, this means that your computer is slowing down, and at times you will find someone is asking him or herself that what is slowing down my system. Better restart your computer so that everything can work well. Another scenario that can lead you to restart a computer is when you have suspected that there is a system tapping. You may be in a meeting and someone joins this meeting when he is not invited, or a conversation, someone is tapping it, or you can call it verse dropping, and someone is tapping in your conversation. So better restart the system so that the IP addresses are changed, and then you are able to continue with your meeting after suspecting that there is an attack somewhere. Someone is attacking within your system, and so this is something to represent an attacker, meaning that your system is being attacked. Restart so that some features are refreshed and it is working well from attacks. Next scenario, when a user wants to clear a malicious infection like a malware, spyware, viruses that are in memory. So it is always advisable to restart your computer after clearing all these infections from your memory, so that the memory is free from any attacks or infections. So for example, this one has just completed scanning his computer using Commando antivirus, and so it is prompting to restart yes or no. You should always press yes so that it is refreshed from those infections. This is also an antivirus. This one has completed scanning, he has completed the restarting, and so it says your computer is protected. Next scenario where one needs to restart a computer is after software update. You might have been downloading updates from the net, and so after downloading these updates, it is always advisable to restart your computer so that these updates can work well with your system. And so here is a software update. It has taken place. It is saying restarting time 4 minutes and 37 seconds. So meaning that from here you need to restart your computer, or this one is doing software update. When it is done 100%, you are supposed to restart, or at times it will restart automatically. But at times it first warns you that a restart is going to take place. So in case you are doing some work, save it and then you restart your computer. Another scenario that may need one to restart a computer is after uninstalling a software program. So after uninstalling, you are required to restart your computer so that the software is cleaned completely. So this one has just completed uninstalling HP PhotoSmart Essentials 3.5. So better restart your computer so that it works well from those temporary files that have remained there. Another scenario is when a user wishes to switch from one operating system to another. This is to some people who have multiple operating systems on their machines. For example, if one is using Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 8, so if you want to switch to one of these operating systems, you must restart your computer so that you choose which operating system you want to use. It may not be Windows only, because you might be having other operating systems. For example, you might be running Ubuntu, you might be running Windows 7 on the same machine. So in order to choose an entry here, you must restart your computer so that you log into the other operating system. There might be very many operating systems on your machines depending on what you use each platform for. For example, this one has Mac OS on the same machine. He has Windows 7 on the machine. He has Windows 10. He has Ubuntu there. So there are very many platforms. Even he has Polaris operating system is also installed there. So in order to switch to any of those operating systems, you must restart your computer so that you choose from the list of your operating systems that are installed on your machine. Then another scenario is when a deadlock occurs. Deadlocks normally happens in operating systems where you have very many tasks that have been assigned to your machine, and you would like these machines to stop from waiting, and each assignment is processed at the right time. So when the operating system is in a deadlock state, it is advisable to restart so that those tasks are worked on with ease. So that is a deadlock. When you see this picture, it has resources 1 and 2, processes 1 and 2. All these ones are waiting to be worked on so that the tasks are complete. So restart your computer to avoid a deadlock. So at times you need to restart your computer before installing an operating system, before installing a software. So some softwares require a reboot first so that they can be installed. For example, Adobe Collection Suite, you may need to restart your computer before installing it. And so most of those are scenarios where you need to reboot your computer. And when an application software fails to work, please restart your computer. Don't ask yourself why is it failing. At times a reboot can solve that problem. So I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. Please keep following my lessons on YouTube. Thank you.